Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to another episode of Smile to Jannah. What a rather odd week it's been. But are we surprised about the sort of stuff that's come out? Not really, because we always knew this sort of stuff existed, but it's just come out in the open. And that's the beauty of this whole Palestine issue, that it's bringing out that which was covered up, which was hidden, which was even denied. The first news story that we're going to look at are 3 far-right extremists that were charged with planning a terror attack on a mosque in Leeds. Might I add, they were not Muslim and they were white. So chances are they're going to be labelled as mentally ill, and their next door neighbour Margaret is going to come out and say, they used to be good boys, you know, they used to help me cross the road and they used to bake me cookies. The next news story is more than half of the Tory party, that's the party that's currently in power, for those of you outside of the UK, they believe that Islam is a threat to the British way of life. Yes. These are supposed to be the creme de la creme. These are supposed to be the most educated people that are supposed to be leading us. What a bunch of pillocks. Especially now with what's going on with regards to the extreme Zionist lobbying that takes place in British politics. Nah. Let's put that to the side. These people have got mosques and they get to wear their hijab. Mate, what have we done actually of substance that you can say these Muslims have taken over politics? That brings me on to the next point. This dried up prune, Suella Braverman, who sucked up so much to the far right that she needs some Vaseline, mate. She goes, Islamists, I don't even know what that is frankly, yeah? Islamists are in charge of Britain now. Oh, so are we in a caliphate? Is the UK a caliphate, mate? Well, I don't bloody think so, mate. We can't even keep bloody Shamima Begum in the country. And because of that issue, loads of other Muslims have lost their citizenships. It's not happening to any other faith group member, only the Muslims. And did we manage to get a ceasefire vote? No, because the Speaker of the House decided to give extra privileges to his ex-party. And bear in mind, ceasefire just means stop shooting at the babies. Just for time being, yeah. It's not even calling for the end of the genocide. In fact, they don't even acknowledge that there's a genocide. In fact, I don't even think the UK even acknowledges that there is a Palestine. And not to mention prevent. Yes, prevent targets Muslims more than, again, any other faith group. How are we taking over the country when we're being screwed from every angle possible? And not to mention public examples are being made of our people that are supporting the oppressed. Here's a doctor from The Apprentice who was made an example of. And then, is it any surprise that this headline says anti-Muslim hate rises in the UK, especially against women? Hang on a minute right here. I thought we were the barbarians. I thought we were oppressing women. I thought you guys were the white knights who were gonna come and whisk our women away. What's this, mate? You're targeting them. You're cutting in on our action, mate. You know what I mean? Hypocrisy to the maximum. Okay, now let's get to why this is happening. I'm sure you already know conservative public opinion is at an all-time low. That's why these people are kowtowing to the far right to boost up those numbers. You got to get those numbers up. And that's why we saw disgraced ex-Prime Minister Liz Truss. She only managed a few days in Parliament. Then she got kicked out, mate, because she crashed the economy. She's now in America speaking to Donald Trump's right-hand man Steve Bannon, trying to whip up support, talking about all sorts of conspiracy theories. And number 2, like I mentioned, the Zionist funding of British politicians is now coming to the surface. Look at the family of Rishi Sunak, who've got a company called Infosys, who have very strong links with Israel. That's just the top of the iceberg, mate. And whilst they say to the Muslims, yeah, you can keep your hijabs on, yeah, you can go to your mosques, and all the while, the Zionists at the higher levels getting the job done. And that's why you see the news and the politicians that can't say there's a genocide taking place. Stop it. It's bad. These people are settlers. These people are occupiers. I can't say that, mate. Is it any wonder? So what's the solution, guys? The solution is, first and foremost, to the Muslim sisters, look after yourselves, yeah? If it says in the narrations for you not to go out after dark, don't do it. Make sure you got your mahram with you. The brothers really need to step up. And in order for them to step up and put their lives on the line, they got to be respected. You know what I mean? Traditional family values. Let's bring that back. Number 2, look underneath the headlines. Watch it with a critical eye. And you can't just watch the mainstream media. You got to dibble and dabble with a few of them to get somewhat of a picture. Number 3, give time to your family, mate. Otherwise, these nefarious forces will give time to them. Gone are the days you can just sling them in front of the TV and let them vegetate. No, you got to spend time with them. Even if it means reducing the shifts, even if it means moving into a smaller house. And lastly, make sure you stay subscribed to channels like myself that obviously are trying to expose the truth, but the amount of shadow banning and the amount of issues I'm having to deal with are mental, but inshallah we persevere. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.